All right. I think we might just be recording.
We are recording, and it's day 12.
Day 12.
Day 12, because we missed the first, that we agreed on it on February 1st. So I always have to remember it's just one off from whatever that is. And then once March starts, that's just going to mess the whole thing up.
I think we can track it through other ways. So
yeah, like actually posting it to YouTube.
Hey, we have the videos created. I mean, at some point.
No, I'm going to post tomorrow because it's Valentine's Day, and I'll post. I'm hoping maybe we can get through all the videos and we can post them all tomorrow onto the channel. It'll be on my personal channel, but in a separate folder. So they'll all be together.
So what you're saying is people would have the ability to binge watch. Binge watch this
hot mess of whatever this is.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot mess. There's no doubt about that. But I will say, you know,
I added a Porky. Look, background changed. Woohoo! And I'm in pajamas. I'm not in workout clothes.
I have a new shirt on.
You do. And new socks and new shoes and new jeans for your new jobby job.
I'm new man.
All right. Who went last night? Does it matter? Who wants to go?
Do you want to?
45-minute promise.
Yeah. I don't mind, but I think I went last time.
All right, I'll do it. So today, Saturday, and Delta Sig. So for those who don't know, I'm in a business fraternity, and I am a provincial vice president. And today was our leadership conference. It was virtual, and I didn't really have to do a whole lot, thankfully, but be present, contribute to the conversations, especially with the networking at the end. But that, not necessarily on the self-growth topic. I mean, that was definitely, what was really great about it was our keynote speaker was Elliot Ferguson from Destination DC, who used to be with the Atlanta Convention and Visitors Bureau, and before that, Savannah. And I want to consider him a friend. He's one of those like Colbert and everybody who you just want at a dinner party where it's just him and his
more
wife.
Accessible though?
He maybe, but he's in DC, but he does come down here. I've had great conversations with him, and it made me think. He really had an amazing presentation on diversity and the lack of Black people in tourism, especially in some of the higher up positions. And I think that is, again, it's the conversation that we can't let go. We shouldn't let go. We have to continue this dialogue. And I'm hoping that we're really having these types of conversations that are moving people into really understanding what the base issue is. And I know you and I spoke about that, Stephen, with the even with your job search, that you're looking at the makeup of companies and what their leadership teams look like, and that's a big deal. So it was a great conference. We do it again next weekend, but with voting, and it's an interesting time to be a volunteer in an organization as strong as Delta Sig is. And it's humbling to be on the board of directors where we have to make some very tough decisions. So I feel like I just continue my journey of being a lifelong learner when I have to really delve into some of these areas. And I know you and I have spoken about that in regards to the neighborhood as well over the years. But from the actual self-growth, I did do my yoga today, and I did a meditation. My meditation today was part of my habit series, Breaking Habit series. And it was on comparison, which I am super guilty of doing. And I just mentally, I don't let myself go too far down that rabbit hole, but I think everybody is guilty of, especially in the social media day and age that you feel like you're not good enough, or you know, that you could be doing better. And that's, everybody's different. And I mean, that's, look, I think one of the quotes from the meditation was that the flower doesn't compare itself to the flower next to itself, it just blooms. And I should have seen who to attribute that to, but I just thought that that's just true. I mean, you can't live your life based on something else. You have to be the drive. And again, I think that the self-growth and the idea of this 45-minute promise is just kind of just allowing ourselves to do what I think we want to do anyway, but just more consistently. So, yeah, got over a pretty massive headache this morning that I think was attributed to the weather, and then not a bad day. And then we watched Iron Man. Not a bad pre-Valentine's Day.
Yeah, we're, I guess because of COVID, if we want to say it that way, but yeah, we are we walking through the Marvel universe. We do it chronologically through, you know, human time frame. So we're going a little bit slower than some of our counterparts. There's a few other people online that are doing similar, just walkthroughs in the movies, and I mean, I think one of them's all the way up to Guardians. So we're a little bit behind, but still, it's kind of nice to you know, open back up the home theater. You know, that was not necessarily part of my 45 minutes, but you know, I put a lot of energy into trying to consolidate the massive amount of crap that we have. And it's not necessarily crap because it actually does serve a purpose, but when we don't know how to find it, we can't figure out what we have or don't have of said crap, aka light bulbs and tape, which we have a.
I love tape. Tape and light bulbs. What else do you need in life?
Well, we have Velcro. Huge boxes of both of these things. Now, we'll say, you know, maybe there's a giveaway at some point. You know, if people need some light bulbs, we've got an abundant supply. But nonetheless, so it is nice to be back in a home theater that has finally been cleared back out. Getting onto the 45-minute challenge, because I think you have some kind of Valentine's Day edition that you want to do. So I want to be respectful of time, because our audience is pretty attuned at this point to expecting somewhere between 8 and 20 minutes. I mean, I have no idea, but you know, they know that. So on the 45-minute challenge today for me, you know, the majority, I think, of what I have to attribute my me time kind of revolves around the walk I took this afternoon. Granted, it was a couple of stages of things, going to the store real quick, picking up a couple of things, but also I meant to have the apron here. I was going to give a call out to the STEM program, or the STEM volunteership. Carrie's going to get an apron. So, but that walk, I could have driven to the location. I could have driven to pick it up, but it was a 10, 15 minutes away at most. And when you come by the store, it was about a 30 to 40 minute walk overall that I took. But again, I think part of the promise myself is to look for opportunities inside the day-to-day life to there you go, sit for STEM. So yeah, tomorrow night I'm been on a Zoom that I guess Carrie and I will be mixology. But I took that walk. I mean, for the most part, going to pick up that equipment, going through that walk. I've got a couple really awesome pictures I was able to take of just things that I wouldn't have seen had I not taken that walk. And honestly, while I've lived in this neighborhood for 20 years, there's a few sections I walked down because I walked a little bit further past the center that I needed to, and I walked through a couple detours. But I definitely saw areas that I can't say that I've actually seen or actually really observed in the time that I've been here, and good and bad. I mean, there's a lot of tents. I will say that there's a lot of tents out there. There's a lot of people that are, and maybe that's more than it was before or not, but it feels like more.
It's more.
So, it's more. It's a little bit of that kind of just just reality start going on. But it was a good walk. So for the most part, that was most of my day. I didn't get to read today. I do want to get back to it because I'm enjoying Cast. I think I want to continue reading that book, but I did not find the time to do that today. In truth, I would probably say that I could probably justify about 30 to 40 minutes, which, not we're trying to be that specific, but, I could have given myself a few more minutes today. I could have also, or I should have also even taken on a meditation or taken a spell on reading, but I didn't find the time to do
I
that.
think your organizing is very therapeutic, and it's
Sure.
like we said, tomorrow we want to both tackle, if I can do one drawer, just one drawer, it's my sock drawer. It's like socks and tank tops and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
tomorrow's a t-shirt purge for me.
Yeah.
I think it's necessary. But anyways, so that's my 45 minutes. I will say again, I think the biggest thing still continuing on this is that I think about it. I think about it through the day. I think about, hey, I need to find this time. And I think part of the really interesting thing about it is even if you don't necessarily 100% get to everything or get to that um, seemingly easy period of time to achieve each day. It's interesting when you put your mind to thinking about that and kind of that being one of your objectives.
Yeah.
It has an influence on the entire day. It's interesting. I feel like I've been more present. I feel like I've been a little bit more connected. And honestly, I feel like the days I've experienced days in a more real way than the last blur of the last year. Because I mean, certainly it's been a blur.
Yeah.
You got the new Forky, but I have no changes in my background. I mean,
Yeah, but you've
is the
been
printer
changing
on or
the
off?
background. Yeah, the printer's off, but I think your downstairs one is on, maybe.
Now, right now, I'm actually not printing anything because it's Valentine's Day, and I've already printed that stuff. You may or not have a little bit of something on your nightstand. I don't know, but apart from that, I don't know. It may or may not be there, but I do understand that because I want to be respectful of time, and I have no idea how long we've been recording at this point. Do you have a questionnaire that we're supposed to fill out as
Yes,
part of
so
something else?
I kept getting all these, like, I'm not really, I'm not on Facebook a whole lot, but I am trying to be a little bit more on there. Just
Yeah.
it's
Be on
there
there,
are
but
just
don't be on there. Don't upset. I mean, post.
Yeah,
And
well, there's just some
rant at it.
people who aren't on Instagram, which is where I predominantly am. And so nevertheless, Facebook did what Facebook does. And there was this, now on everybody's feed is this giant list of it's hashtag Valentine's Day challenge. So I thought for the pre-Valentine's Day night, because ideally we'll post this tomorrow, so hopefully you'll be able to see it on Valentine's Day. It's just a series of
Or
questions.
Valentine's Day 2022. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Continue, please.
All right. So it's just a series of questions, and I just thought it'd be more fun, since we're doing this already, to just say them instead of me having to type them out, because I got shit to do. So where did you meet? We met on Match.com.
That is correct.
In, I guess,
2000,
in April 2001.
Yeah, 2001. And it's, I mean, super early for Match. But I'm really surprised they have not contacted us, because we are clearly one of the best success stories they've ever had. Because I think that was like in the first 6 months of Match. I mean, and if I recall, both you and I were experimenting in a number of different platforms, including Yahoo. And,
oh my God,
Yahoo. Oh my God, there were some scary
J-Date.
ones out there. Some scary.
I was on J-Date. J-Date, because it's for Jewish singles. I did meet some great people there. Yahoo was, oh my God.
Yahoo was
people I met on Yahoo.
It was insane. Yeah, let's see.
That didn't need to happen.
But Match was where we met, and I still remember.
we talked for like a couple weeks. I'm sorry, you were going to say something. I interrupted you.
I was just saying, I still remember the original picture I saw of you, and you're still as beautiful, if not more beautiful, than when I saw you. So, yeah, that's it. That's the
You
look right there.
charmer. Yeah, so what we talked for just a couple of weeks. I had a pretty strict rule that I wouldn't talk to anybody for longer. Like I needed to meet within a certain time frame, or I'm like, you could, catfish kind of thing, but that was not a thing
Way
then.
before catfishing was, yeah.
But it was, so I would always meet within days, at most a couple of weeks. So on May 5th of 2001, I had my Cinco de Mayo housewarming party where you just so happened, and I thought you were bullshitting me. When we talked, I was like, there's no way you were coming to a party already in Castleberry Hill. Like,
true story. Yep.
And he was. And so all my friends were up on the roof of our building
Your friends were more civil than mine were, but yes.
Yeah, your friends were assholes. Ooh,
well,
boy.
Animals. Hey.
Animals.
Hey, yeah.
Well, they're
boys. Not. It was that was a different time, different place. I just watched with horror. I mean, at the same time, it was also fascinating. Give it that.
Yeah. But he stopped by for a second and everybody knew he was coming by. So I think I went downstairs because it was a little, it was a little much to bring him up to the roof with the number of people who were here for the housewarming. So I went downstairs and everybody was just upstairs kind of waving. That was when the trees didn't cover so much that you could never see the sidewalk now. So yeah, that was our first meeting. And then first date.
Buckhead Backlot.
Buckhead Backlot. Yeah. I'm quizzing you.
No, I mean, yeah, I didn't know which one I was supposed to answer it, but yeah. Is that the correct name? Because that's a place that's went through multiple
It's now
names.
AMC. Well, then
but was that the correct name at the correct time? Buckhead Backlot, or was it Fork and Screen? I know it was.
It was Buckhead Backlot.
I think that was the original
when we went. Yeah, and then it was AMC Fork and Screen, and now it's AMC Dine-In is what all the dine-in theaters are called. So AMC, Buckhead Backlot, and we didn't go to Roussan's that night, but we parked up there because a question a little later on, which we'll skip because we can say that now, that was also, am I wrong? Didn't we park upstairs by Roussan's?
No, we ate there. We
did.
It's so hard. Because Roussan's was very soon. If it wasn't that night, Roussan's was very soon. I feel like it could have been that night. And it could have been that we started at Roussan's and went to the Backlot, but given it's a dinner theater, I'm conflicted.
I don't know why we would have gone to Roussan's or why we would have parked up there.
Well, we were young and crazy back then.
Yeah.
I just remember the parking lot, and I'm pretty sure I could walk, and I think I know the parking spot because that was our first kiss. I don't know if that's a question. We're probably moving on. We probably have to go through the questions. We have to go through the questions because we're gonna completely blow this out of the water, and people are gonna be like, "Holy shit, we've been watching this for 3 hours, and I don't want to be with people. That's not fair."
Well, you can fast forward. So, but that was our first kiss, and then the next question to that, which is later, is who initiated that first kiss? But I feel like it was mutual. You were so shy.
Well, I mean, I think. Yeah, you had to. It's not that you had to probably, and it's not that I was shy, but yes, I was shy, and I was reserved. Reserved was a word that we used for a long time because that was pretty true. I mean, truth. There was I had some bad experiences, and there was a level of trust that I had to take some time to evolve. I mean, I think you liked me very fast, and that was kind of okay. It also scared me, and it's okay. Not anything to be unusual, but
yeah,
I think you did initiate more than I did, but I was not fighting it.
Good. Because the next question, so how long have we been together? So yeah, our first meeting, our meet-iversary is May 5th, Cinco de Mayo 2001. So we are actually going to hit In just a few months, we're going to hit our 20-year meet anniversary. The next question is married. Yes, we are. We got married, I guess about 18 months later, so October 5th, 2002, we got married in Las Vegas at the MGM Grand, which it does not ask a whole lot about that, but I sure spoiled what was supposed to be a surprise wedding. And I'll let you say that.
No, I mean, I at the end of the day, I will say this. I am a grand schemer. I have a lot of fantastic ideas. I'm not always the best person to actually make them all happen. I mean, there's a big art form, and it's like over the last 20 years, I think I've continued to try to refine my ability to deliver. But the reality is, yes, I had an idea, and I thought that idea was really fantastic to propose to you in Vegas while we were seeing George Carlin. And I was secretly in my mind, like, okay, talking about it, started to do some initial talks, like, okay, what if I secretly invited family and we just, kind of had this, because I don't know, maybe I was young and cocky. I was pretty sure you were going to say yes, because clearly that would have been really bad if I took you to Vegas and you said no. But, I was thinking through that. I thought that, because I know you can get Vegas and, you can get married in Vegas in an hour. So, but anyways,
Essentially 10 minutes.
But in the grand scheme of life, as we were talking about going to Vegas to watch George Carlin, you had to pipe up and say, hey, while we're there, we might as well. And I'm like, damn it. But I knew it. I mean, it was already going to happen. So it didn't matter. It's like, I could have had some kind of like really grandiose story. But actually, at this point, this is actually a better story than even the grandiose story. Because now this is like this, like, actually, that's
legend. It's a legend, Stephen. It's called a legend. It's a legend.
I think it's also the secret to why we've been together for 20 years. Because we just roll with it. We just work with each other. It's like, all right, well, that was my thunder. You kind of took it from me, but you know what? It's cool.
And we had a great wedding. Yeah, MGM.
Oh, it was nice.
It was nice.
A lot of good people, a lot of good family on my side, dear friends. Some of them that I haven't seen for.
Gianni was like 1.5.
Actually, we said our first date was, which I agree, on Buckhead Backlot, but one of the first get-togethers we had after Cinco de Mayo was Gianni's birthday at your parents' pool.
Oh, yeah. Up in Roswell.
Yeah. That was at least to meet the parents.
Oh yeah, that's to meet the parents.
We have to like fact check the dates, but yeah, I remember that very well because it was like Johnny's 1 year birthday party.
It was his 1 year birthday
the year
party.
we met each other too. So we can also date our relationship to the age of your nephew.
It's true.
All right. So ask me the next questions. I'm not afraid.
Well, some of them are super easy, like age difference. So 2-ish years. Yeah. You're 72, I'm 74. Yeah. Years, like
roughly 2-ish years.
I'm 46. You're 48.
It doesn't really matter. No one cares about that.
It's 2-ish. I know.
We're close. Close. Yeah. So I'm not afraid of Robert. So that's that.
So who was interested first? Actually, this goes back. I hate the way it's even the way they structure these questions, but who was interested first? So did you initiate the conversation with me on Match?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember. God,
I so wish I'd saved those.
I do too. It's so weird to think about that too, because I do remember it's like it feels shallow. It actually feels weird for me to say this because it's. But honestly, your eyes got me. While I don't know if I have that picture, that profile picture that you had at this point in front of me, I don't know that I have that. I know for a fact if I ever see it again, I'll remember it because there was something about the look. There was something about that was but the eyes were really drew me in. I know. I'm just saying, but it was simple. It's so superficial because there was nothing to that. And,
okay. Next question. So who is taller? What a weird question. You're taller. I mean,
Taller, yeah.
I like taller guys in general. Like so yeah, you're easily what 6 inches taller than me. So yeah, definitely taller. Who
I was
said
gonna
I
say
love you?
5 foot something, but
No, 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 no. But okay, so again, with the weirdness of the back and forth, but so who said I love you first?
I actually don't know if I know.
I don't know that I remember that. I feel like I don't know.
You know, I will say this. Now, granted, I don't know if maybe this does or doesn't cover it, but so we, Cinco de Mayo, May the 5th, September 11th.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think
So
9/11, that's
it
because
was
that
the
was that
same. It was
year,
the
and
same
God,
year.
that was such a
So,
day.
but the thing is, for whatever, I don't want to say that's not a secret sauce, God forbid, but I will say I remember more like I remember us meeting. I remember a number of events that we went to and dating and different things going on. I remember the times at the time, but the next moment after Cinco de Mayo and first kiss and some of those experiences was really September
It was
11th
9/11. Yeah,
because
and I yeah.
that was one of those days that just like sparked it, hit this moment, and the only person I wanted to be with in that day was you. That was one of the things that was going on. It's like I
And
want to
what?
make sure you were
Yeah,
downtown. I was actually worried about you. It's like I want to make
but
sure
I
that why don't you come stay
but
with me because it's safer and
well, I had already gotten to the office, which was up in Roswell, that was really close to your apartment at the time, right on Holcomb Bridge. And I remember that it was Jen. Jen sent me a text because this was before, like, you're not getting alerts fed to you in 2001. So I remember Jen sent me a text and she asked if I saw what was going on. And
well, you
I
were
mean,
the
we
first
were
person that told
online.
me. You're the first one that told me. You
We
called
were
me
we
while I
were
was driving into the office.
yeah, because it was early
Yep.
and and I just remember that we just all kind of got around a computer in the office and we were all watching, but it was like we had access. We were a software company and we had access certainly, but
It's a far away from who said I love you first. But I will tell you whether I can remember exactly who did or didn't on that. I know for a fact that was a moment that we knew we loved each other.
yeah.
I think that I mean I think that's probably one of the first moments I can call back to. It was more than just a little bit of dating. It was more. It was
Yeah.
more of a. This is who I need to be around right now. This is the people that that are part of that. So
Well, and it was basically I said I'll come over to your apartment. You were gonna head back there. I think you stopped at a liquor store
oh
on the
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah.
Was it somebody else was there with us? Was it it wasn't
Kevin,
Scott.
Kevin was there. Kevin
Kevin.
was there. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Um
Good friend of mine. I haven't talked to him for a long time. He's one of the many people that from that period of time was very close, and over time sometimes you lose contact. But
yeah.
yeah, that was a like I said, that was a hell of a thing. Um, it's weird how certain moments in life and that bring such a pop, if you will, as to your memories and all that. But um, I'm actually very glad that you're with me, and I also will say thank you, and I'm sorry that my mattress was as crappy as it was.
Oh my God, that
Horrible.
spring.
It's horrible. It's
Oh my
horrible.
God, I always
I
remember
was a
that.
poor guy. I mean, I just moved in the city. I'm still trying to get my way through. But anyway. All right. So
Okay.
again, next question.
Who is most impatient?
I'm sorry, I was drinking. I was
Yeah.
pausing for a moment to reflect on the
We're
question.
just yeah, cute. Who is most sensitive?
Hmm. I actually,
You're a pretty
I,
sensitive guy.
I was gonna say, well, I guess the thing about that is a question of sensitive, as in reacting to sensitivity or being aware of sensitivity. Because I
Who
mean,
knows? It's a Facebook questionnaire.
Okay,
Good God.
so I mean that's a toss up. We can coin toss that. I mean, because
Yeah.
but right. So
Who is louder? Well, it says most loud, which is a weird way to phrase it. So I'm just saying louder.
I have a booming voice and I'm very
You
passionate.
speak loudly, but you're a soft spoken guy.
I also
So
don't speak as often. I
no,
like to, yeah.
I would say I would probably have to fall on that one. Who's most stubborn?
Oh God, we compete on that one.
We
Oh no, because
do.
I'm stubborn as hell, and so are you, and
It's about
respectively.
individual. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's all context, right? It's all what is the stubbornness surrounding. Who falls asleep first? Okay, well,
did you raise your hand? Do you fall asleep? Well,
so
speaking current times.
I tend to want to go to sleep earlier. However, if we go to sleep at the same time, that guy right there, good God, he falls asleep, like he closes his eyes and just he's out.
When I'm ready, I'm ready. I just let it go. But no, I mean, so I mean, granted, I mean, I will say, in all fairness, I am a night owl. I especially if I'm in certain creative mindsets and there's certain, yeah. Sometimes I don't want to go to bed. I can't shut my brain down. But
Yeah,
for the race of who can go from close eye to sleep fastest, I definitely
that's
win.
you.
So it depends on how the question is phrased. Maybe
Right.
another coin toss.
Who's a better morning person? I'm I would kind of say me, like I am
Yeah.
more I am a night owl, but I also appreciate the getting up early, getting my workout in, getting like that is something I've mentioned in previous episodes that
I
I
would.
want to get back to. But you, when you a lot of times, like if you're focused on something in the morning, you're like, let's just do it.
So
Like,
I was gonna say that's my only counteract to that. It's like when I do have a mission of a day, um, I can set my sights on that in the morning and get a hell of a lot of stuff done in a very short period of time.
yeah,
Like there's that's almost like it's almost like a challenge to me. It's like, oh my God, okay, so we need to accomplish XYZ today. If I can get this done very quickly, and that really I think what it pulls down to is the focus you can have early in the morning when you set yourself to a goal. So I do know that's a
it's true.
beneficial thing.
Yeah.
All
Who is the better driver?
right. Oh, that's well. Okay, I'm the more. I think I'm more cautious.
Yes.
I you know what is it? What defines better? It's difficult,
Yeah,
slippery.
I'm a pretty defensive driver, having learned how to drive in Miami. I know that there are certain things like I have this weird mix of aggressive driving and defensive
Yeah.
driving that
See,
you don't love because
no,
that aggressiveness, like, um,
well, we can both be guilty of it, but I do know that sometimes I feel like your stopping is a little bit
but you
not
know what?
to the right cadence too.
The State Farm Drive Safe app is helping me with that because it tells me when I'm doing
You know,
poorly and
you
we get
you
better
like
discounts.
acceleration, and you like very
Mm.
rapid deceleration. You kind of
Ooh,
like the roller
people just
coaster.
go.
However, but no, I mean, oh, honestly, I actually think we're both very good drivers. We have different
I do.
styles, but
Yeah.
and I honestly over 20 years I have learned to be okay with sometimes some driving that terrifies me because you don't terrify me as much as your dad did. Only God or your mom, right? Frankly, just no, just not going to happen. But at the same time, I've kind of learned that, for me, I think it's like you tend to be a little bit more aggressive, but I know you got it. I'm
Well,
not worried.
and
I'm
then
not worried that you're not in control. But yeah, sometimes like
right. Oh,
fasten your
I see you
seatbelt.
grip. I
Oh,
see.
oh,
I see
I
it,
press
Griffin.
the brake all the time on
I
my
know.
side. I do. Oh, okay.
So here's how weird this questionnaire is, that the question that should have been before or after this is actually at the end, which is odd. So I'm gonna just mentally, I should have reorganized these questions before we did it. But who drives when you were together?
Majority of the time, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I don't even know that you really like, I love to
I
drive.
don't. I
I love to
we've
drive.
talked about this before. There is driving, and there is driving. I personally, and please don't take any offense to this because it's not offense at all, but I'm fully willing to let our robot overlords take over the car because I have no interest in street driving and city driving and all that. No, I actually have zero interest whatsoever in
But
doing that.
you remember with the 350Z,
No,
like,
when you talk about driving through Arizona, driving up to the Grand Canyon in a convertible, that is driving. I'm all about that driving. That's cool. I'm just saying the daily commute, the daily monotonously of that, the going to the grocery, whatever, those trips. I mean, pre-COVID, I was more than happy to surrender a large chunk of that to Uber. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like I don't that this is not satisfying me in that situation. But I truly appreciate getting on country roads and driving, genuinely getting behind a machine and running a machine. That's actually awesome. So I think that's probably where the line is being drawn on that. You know, and in general, I think you enjoy the machine enough that you're willing to tolerate the city traffic bullshit that I'm myself like not really.
it's a combination of I have certain playlists that I love for driving, but it's a great opportunity. That was when I would listen to the majority of my podcasts. I'm still going out and doing some scouting and finding things for WandaVision and stuff like that now, as episodes come out. And that's a great opportunity. I just kick in one of my podcasts that I haven't listened to. And so yeah. Okay. So, who's most competitive?
Oh, you are. I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to say it that quick? Because I mean I'm the dude. I mean I mean I the funny thing is I don't know if people really knowing me know this. I mean I actually am very competitive in the sense that I am very much trying to push myself, push limits and all that. But I don't compete. I compete against myself.
Yeah.
And that's my game. It's like it's like that's at the end of the day, it's like I don't you said something in your talk about your 45 minutes about the comparing and the
Comparison.
comparing yourself. It's like that's to me that is not where my head is. And my competition is about how can I be better than I was the previous day? How can I take a new experience that has patterns that I've seen before? How can I be better at it than I was in the previous time I dealt with that? And if I feel like I'm making progress, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to compare myself to the flower next to me. I don't know why. That's just who I am. But that's the funny thing. So pure competition, you know, uh, I, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
We closed Atlanta Movie Tours 6 months ago, and we're still #1 on TripAdvisor because they haven't shut it down, and I haven't poked them enough to take it down.
That's all you, sweetie.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. I have 200 followers maybe on some group, maybe.
Who is funniest? That is you. You are a funny guy.
Really?
You're way funnier than me. I'm not funny. I can't stick the puns. Well, I may make you laugh, but I'm not, I can't, you have puns. You're maybe not Doug pun worthy, but you're getting there.
Maybe. God.
Yeah,
I appreciate humor is one of the universal languages. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like if you can make someone laugh, you're gonna have one step closer to being able to talk to them. And if anything, for me, I appreciate my family's dry sense of humor, and I think it's actually ironically funny, like your sisterhood group that you met with. One of them I know especially never really seemed to
She
understand my
doesn't really
humor.
get your humor.
She,
Yeah,
and because
because it's dry humor.
it is, but it's like at the same time, it's always funny. It's like I'm actually that's just who I am. But yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I am not doing any stand-up routines yet, but maybe in the future.
But you
We'll see.
could. Okay, who's more social?
You,
Yeah, that's
I-
not really much of a much of a guess.
you over here, I think you
You're over here. No, here.
this
I don't know.
direction. Yes.
Who has the most tattoos? Neither of us do, but I am kind of itching for my first one. I still haven't.
I have some paint on my thumbnail here. Is that close?
Who I will say though, I do. There is an actress from The Walking Dead who is in inked competition for like a magazine cover, and she has just got some of the most amazing tattoos, and I keep voting for her every day because I'm like, she has got to be on the cover of this. So I'm always impressed, and we have a lot of neighbors and friends with tattoos, and I just want one, but we'll see if that happens. So
If that's the question we take in 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 80 years from now, my answer will probably be the same because if you do get a tattoo, you will beat me on this.
it's true.
I think my time has passed. I have nothing against tattoos, but if I was going to do it, that was in my 20s. I didn't do it then, and right now it's like, what's the fucking point? I just don't. But I respect them. I mean, I've seen beautiful tattoos. There's nothing wrong with that. I just figure I don't need that pain. I've dealt with other pain.
Um, who is the neat freak?
Oh, but seriously. Clearly, you're not seeing my ruffled T-shirt in front of me.
I think you've
Do we have to
you've
ask this
done
one?
great with the organization and stuff. I'm a habitual pile maker, but they're still organized piles. If that makes sense.
So
though. I'm not
here's the-
obsessive
here-
compulsive.
no, but there's actually irony here that I think it's interesting because as far as the neat freak, you care more about it than I do.
I do.
You
I don't
care
like
about
I don't like
you
handprints and fingerprints
you care
on
about
the
it more than I
refrigerator.
do.
And yeah,
But in the weird sense you just described that I tend to have a stronger sense of organization of what I'm doing. So this is a paradox that you and I have to explore further.
okay, next question.
Next question. All right. So keep it up. Let's see.
Let's see. Don't some of these we've kind of already covered. Who is the first one to admit when they're wrong? Hmm.
I guess you and I are not wrong that often.
We'll have to try to be wrong more often so that we can see. I'm
No, I
pretty
mean,
quick to admit when I make a mistake, and I think you are too. I mean,
yeah, I think there's a big delta. And again, that's for us, we do have the daily communication. I mean, there's ebbs
yeah,
and flows of that, but overall, I mean, I don't think we don't let conflicts sit still for
no,
long periods of time. So that's a hard one to call because it's like even the right or wrong, it's not necessarily right or wrong. It's actually more of like perception. In
yeah,
in general,
yeah.
it's like neither one of us were trying to cause harm. It was like, well, we were maybe had this slight misaligned sense of what
I'm
we were
sorry,
talking
honey.
about.
I didn't mean to leave peanut butter on the door handle of the
No,
refrigerator.
again, let's not get back to you. You said you want to table the whole neatness thing, and
Let's see. Who cries more? That's me.
I don't
Unless you
know.
cry secretly.
Actually, 2020 is a weird year. But yeah, in general, that's probably correct. Unless you're playing Big Fish or it's 2020.
Oh yeah, that's
I have.
true. Big
In
fish.
general, it's probably correct.
Yeah. I mean, I cried 3 times today. How about you?
No.
Yeah. Watson just dropped a bone. Who sings better? So I love my karaoke, but I think that you are actually a better singer. You know, you're like a shower singer. I think you're a better singer. I think you hear tones and everything a little better than I do.
Yeah, I mean, I love your voice, sweetie. I do.
Thanks, honey.
I do. I do. I genuinely,
Like Bottle
genuinely do.
Rocket karaoke
But I
nights
mean,
with Rob.
yeah, yeah, I have was told at one point that, yeah, yeah, the group. But no, I mean, and honestly, I used to sing in the church choirs, and I used to sing in I
I
used
did
to
not
have
do that.
solos. I don't have a great range, but if I can find a song that's within the range of what I have, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
You
I'm not going to
also,
make a career of it. I would never make a career of it, but I do love singing in the shower. I
well,
honestly do.
you're also like, you were in band and
Yeah.
you are more musically inclined, where I have absolutely no skill in that at all. So my extent of singing is karaoke with Rob Constantine at Bottle Rocket, and I miss that dearly. That is something to me that is not the same virtually. And there may or may not be videos from Dragon Con 2019 circulating of me and Anna doing Lizzo, which was quite hysterical. But
Good stuff. All right.
um,
We'll continue on the questions because
who
we are way
who?
apart from the 45-minute
Oh,
podcast.
I know. Who hogs the remote? So this is a weird one because we kind of watch independent of each other, and then when we get together, we just kind of play. So we never,
Totally relevant. It wasn't
yeah,
relevant.
we don't really sit in front of the TV and we don't, yeah,
Yeah.
we don't. Who spends the most?
That's a toss up. I think it's pretty equal.
That's probably pretty
I
even.
mean,
Yeah.
I have my toys, but I'm also pretty responsible with my toys. So, and you've got, I mean, no, I think that's probably 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where, okay, so actually I'm going to flip these two. So who is the better cook? Well, if it's grilled cheese, it's you.
Eggs.
And
Grilled
eggs.
cheese and eggs.
You do
Grilled cheese
very
and
well
eggs.
with eggs.
But
Yeah.
you are clearly the better cook. I have been learning a
love
lot.
cooking.
I've been learning a lot. I've been trying to improve, but you are by far the better cook. Whether it's cook, bake, that's more your thing.
And then there's like the moments like today where Anna gifts us ham and Gruyere turnovers that she's making from Mary Berry's masterclass on Netflix. That was amazing. And then I'm going to wrap it with this one is, where is the furthest you two have traveled together? I think we mentioned before that we are scuba divers. So a lot of our trips are water based, and what we, Hawaii would be,
Hawaii is it. Yeah.
Hawaii.
I mean, as far as furthest, absolutely.
Furthest is definitely Hawaii.
Absolutely
Yeah.
Hawaii. Yeah. And also unforgettable. And I will say at the end of the day, everybody, there's a number of spots I would say are on spots that if you have an opportunity, go. Hawaii is definitely one of those. If you have an opportunity to go, it's worth going. It's a beautiful, beautiful island or series of islands, and that was magical. So yeah.
Yeah, it really was. And we were very fortunate on that trip. I mean, it was 2 weeks, one solid week on the
12 years ago.
Kona. 12?
Yeah.
One solid week on the Kona side of the Big Island and 1 week on the Hilo side. We drove up to Mauna Kea. I drove.
It's all live. You drove over the volcano fields as well. You did. Yep.
Oh yeah, when we were looking for the hot springs, and it was like, you're not supposed to drive here, and it was like, they say there's hot springs here. We never found them, but we did go down into that lava tube with that random guy in the middle of the forest.
It's a fun trip. It's a very fun trip. Again, in any time that you have a chance to go to any kind of exotic area, just make friends with the neighbors. that was one of the fun things too. Is like a lot of the best experience we had were just with locals. It was not
Oh my
anything
gosh.
orchestrated. It was not anything crazy. It was more of
Dude
just
from the
know some
lava
people.
tube brought us that entire thing of bananas.
Yeah, and
I
then you
made
made
banana bread.
but you did something for them before. I don't. It doesn't matter. You know. All right. So are we through the questions?
We are through the questions, so I think we're good.
Okay, because I think we have a certain live that we should watch. this
Oh,
weekend.
we
have some-
probably do, but you know what? Really quick, I'm gonna have us both pose so that this can be the picture. I can freeze it from, actually, I should just freeze it from the thing, but I can do it like this. All right, so this is our, this will be our picture. I just need to fix this. Okay. Okay. I cannot, like, I can't freeze that. Never mind. We're just rambling. Okay. Love you. See you in a minute.
All right. I was enjoying the freeze frame. Right. Long recording, but thank you all for participating.